Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be doing my first ever talk through tutorial. It's a Valentine's Day look for anyone who wants to get all fancy for their significant other. You know what I'm saying? Some of us would just be on the couch watching Netflix and eating popcorn, but it's just life sometimes, you know? Maybe next year. You could sit down on the couch and eat popcorn and watch Netflix in a full face of makeup. I mean, I'm basically doing it right after this, so that's neither here nor there. Keep watching if you want to see how I created this look. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to start with is the HangoveRx by Too Faced. We'll start with brows. So I'm going to use the Precisely My Brow by Benefit. I really love this pencil. It's very creamy. It's pretty well pigmented. It doesn't pull. I love it. Where has it been all my life? I used to never start with my brows, but now I do. I like it. It's got a little spoolie brush on the end by framing. Very light pressure. Also guys, you already know I got my Best Damn Beauty lip mask on, so my lips won't be crusty. So I don't have very sparse brows to begin with. Obviously they're pretty full, but I just like to fill in like the gaps and make sure that they look as even as they can be. Because remember guys, your brows are sisters, not twins, so they don't have to look identical. Brows done. We are going to move on to the eyeballs. And the reason I do eyes before foundation, you can do foundation and then do your eyes, but I like to do it beforehand so that I don't get the fallout. So some eyeshadows, you either put too much on the brush or sometimes they just fall on the tops of the high points of your cheeks here. Then you try to brush it off and then you got all sorts of colors going on. I don't have time to be fixing all of that, so I just do it eyes and then foundation so that I can just wipe off anything that falls on my face before I put my base on. Or Paint Pot, of course, by MAC as my base. I'm just going to put a light layer on using my Sigma concealer brush. And putting the base on is just going to make sure that your eyeshadows blend well and stay put the whole night. So you don't have to worry about them or retouching them up or them like creasing. And forgive my lash line, I had House of Lashes lash glue on yesterday. Thought I got it all off, but anybody who's used that knows the struggle. Great glue, just a little tricky to get off, just like a little bit. Next step is to set the base. So you want to put powder on powder. It'll blend better that way. So since this base is cream, we want to put a powder over it so that the rest of the shadows that we put on will blend seamlessly. This shadow here, this is from the Morphe 350 palette. And none of them have names, so this guy right here, it's one of the lighter ones. Dust off the excess and put a light layer of that. Now we're ready for any other shadows that we're going to put on. So I'm going to start with the transition shade. Say that 5 times fast. Transition shade. I'm going to use this one here. And you want to work in layers. So you never want to put like a ton of eyeshadow on your brush and then put it on, because it'll be harder to blend. So it's easier to put on than take off or blend. So you want to start layering and buffing. That in the upper crease area here. Did I mention I was using a Luxie 231 brush? Next shade I'll use is this orangey guy here. That transition shade that we used again. I'm gonna start buffing the edges. We're going to use is a little smidge of this one. Right here. Can't tell if you can see it or not. The lid, I'm going to take this Sigma E55 brush and I'm gonna use this color here. Started putting this color on. So I'm gonna put that color on the lid in the front here. The inner corner, if you will. Yeah. Curl the lashes. Using my MAC 210 brush. It's very, very tiny. It's a Tarteist clay paint liner. I'm gonna dip my brush in it a little. And this stuff is obviously optional. You don't have to have a winged liner. I just like makes the eye look cat-like. So in order to create the wing, I'm gonna follow the shape of my bottom lash line. I'm gonna follow that. And much like my eyebrows, I can never get my winged liner to look exactly the same. Sometimes this one's a little higher, sometimes it's the way of life, alright? Do the best you can. It looks a little wonky. Such is life. Just do it. But practice, 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 and you'll be able to get it sooner or later. So I start with the line there, and then I work my way in to the front of the eye. Before I move on to the false lashes, I'm actually going to use my Inglot Gel Liner in number 77. And I'm going to put it in my upper lash line just to help conceal the strip lash. I feel like it helps your lashes look more natural when you're wearing false lashes if you don't see all the gaps of the skin, you know, in between everything. I'm also going to use the Inglot for the lower lash line, not the lower lash line, the waterline. I'm going to use my Sassy lashes by the brand Annytude because I'm obsessed with them. They're just so, I mean, look at how fluffy they are. They're just so beautiful. You just put a light layer of glue on the lash and then you have to make sure you wait. That's the trick with lashes, whether it be strips or individuals. You have to wait for the glue to become tacky before you put it on your eye. Otherwise, the glue is too wet and it'll move around and you'll blink and this will pop off, that'll pop off. And that's why that happens, because you're not waiting long enough. So you just have to wait a little bit, 30 seconds or something, not anything crazy. And then you just throw that bad boy right on. So you want to get it as close to the lash line as possible. Got a little glue on her. Oh, whoops. And then secure down the back and the front. One eye, the black shadow Noir from the Anastasia palette, but you can use any black shadow that you have. I'm gonna put a little bit on the brush and I'm gonna pat it onto the liner. And I learned this from a celebrity makeup artist. It keeps the liner intact longer. It keeps it from moving, and it even helps, like they talked about, brides. If you ever have an event going up where you know you're gonna cry, put that on there. And this is another reason why I do my eyes first before my foundation, because I don't want to end up with black eyeshadow on my foundation. That's a problem I just don't want in my life, you know. L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. It's just so good, especially for the winter time. It leaves your skin still looking fresh, dewy, natural-ish. Whereas other ones, like I like the Infallible Pro Matte, but that one leaves your skin a little drier, and since the winter it's already dry, my skin's already dry, I don't want to do that. We want to make it look like it's got life to it. So I'm gonna mix the shades 204 and 208 to get my shade. So the key to getting your foundation to look good is to use a beauty blender. So I really am a fan of the original beauty blender. I've tried the Real Techniques one, I've tried ones from Target. Nothing compares to the original beauty blender. Get a good beauty blender. Continue to pat it into the skin. Just gonna sit here, I guess. Next step, highlighting and contouring. So I'm gonna use, of course, my Maybelline Age Rewind. Little drugstore find, right? It works out for me, so that's what I'm gonna use. You could use an array of different techniques and products. This is just what works for me. So we're gonna put this here. A lot of people don't like to contour and highlight. They don't see the point of it. But once you put your foundation on, your face is all just one color, where it's not like that in real life, you know? You have a lot of dimension and different colors to your, you know, your under eyes, and all the points, the high points of your face look different. So you want to kind of emulate that with highlight and contour. Bring life back into your face. Alright, so now we're gonna blend it out with the Beauty Blender once again. And you want to do the triangular shape underneath your eye versus just the circle that a lot of people do, because this helps kind of camouflage that you're concealing the under eye, really, and it's helping it look more like a natural highlight versus just stark white underneath the eyes or something, you know? So then we're gonna go back in with the RCMA No Color Powder. So this step helps to keep your under eyes from creasing, and it helps to keep all of the product that you put there in place. So we're gonna go ahead and make sure that this doesn't move. Use the L.A Girl Pro Concealer. These are very inexpensive. They're like $5. And I saw Desi Perkins using the Color Toast, so I'm gonna try it. But I feel like it's gonna look crazy. We're gonna make it work. As usual, this is my absolute favorite highlighter. It's So Hollywood by Anastasia Beverly Hills. Use this Natasha Denona Blush Duo Palette. Sheer Peachy Nude, and then Tutu. I use my Wayne Goss brush for this. Right on the apples of the cheeks. These blushes smell like perfume, so if you're not a fan of like floral-ish smelling perfume, you might not like this one. This one might not be the one for you. I want to do nude today. I usually don't do nude lips because I feel like they don't look nice on me. I feel like I look like... I won't say what I think I look like. With the nude, I'm a little scared of this one. So, the colors are Lina Collection by MAC, and this one is Amor Prohibido, which I love the song. This one is by Gerard Cosmetics, and it's called Nude. Because how else would you like to be on Valentine's Day? Should have said that, my little sister watches this. Sorry. No, I'm gonna go with MAC Whirl Lip Liner, or the battery died while I was putting on the lipstick, but I did end up going with the Nude Gerard Cosmetics. I don't hate it. Look at me wearing a nude lip. That's all I have for this video. This is the finished look. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. And thank you guys for watching. Feel free to comment down below and let me know of anything else that you want to see or anything really. So that's all. See you in my next video, guys. Thanks. Bye.